Have you ever wondered how the sun, the very source of life on Earth, came into existence? This enigmatic star, nestled at the heart of our solar system, is the lifeblood of our planet, bathing us in light and warmth. A colossal sphere of scorching plasma, the sun is primarily composed of hydrogen and helium. It's a staggering 93 million miles from us, yet its influence touches every corner of our world. Today, we're going to take a journey back in time to explore the birth, life, and eventual death of our sun. Our journey begins around 4.6 billion years ago, in a cloud of gas and dust known as a nebula. This nebula was not just any run-of-the-mill cosmic smog, it was a stellar nursery. Over millions of years, the dust and gas within this nebula began to coalesce under the relentless pull of gravity. The result of this celestial tug-of-war? A spinning, dense core known as a protostar. As the protostar continued to collect more and more material, its internal pressure and temperature began to skyrocket. Eventually, it reached a critical point where the heat and pressure was so immense that hydrogen atoms began to fuse together, releasing a vast amount of energy. This process, known as nuclear fusion, marked the birth of a new star, our sun. So that's how our sun was born. But the story doesn't end there. Now that we have a sun, what happens next? Well, let's explore the remarkable journey of our sun through its life cycle. Currently, our sun is in what's called the main sequence stage. This is the phase where it spends the majority of its life, an astounding 5 billion years or so. During this period, the sun is essentially a massive nuclear fusion reactor, converting hydrogen into helium at its core. This process releases an incredible amount of energy, which we perceive as light and heat. Imagine this: every second, our sun converts about 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium. This fusion process powers the sun and, by extension, all life on Earth. It's also what keeps the sun stable, with the energy released from the core keeping the outer layers from collapsing inward. But like all good things, this can't last forever. As the sun uses up its hydrogen, the core begins to contract and the outer layers expand. This is the start of the red giant phase. In about 5 billion years, the sun will swell up to about 200 times its current size, engulfing the inner planets, possibly even Earth. Then comes the helium flash, a dramatic and brief stage where the sun's core gets hot and dense enough to start fusing helium into carbon and oxygen. This phase lasts for just a few minutes, but it releases a huge amount of energy, causing the sun to shrink back to a more moderate size. From here, the sun will continue to burn helium for about 100 million years, until it exhausts this fuel as well. Each stage of the sun's life cycle is dictated by the battle between gravity pulling in and the energy from fusion pushing out. But every star, no matter how bright and powerful, must eventually meet its end. This is a universal truth, and our sun is no exception. Its life cycle is a cosmic dance of energy, matter, and gravity, playing out over billions of years. As the sun exhausts its nuclear fuel, it will go through dramatic changes. No longer able to maintain its current equilibrium, it will swell into a behemoth known as a red giant, extending its fiery reach to potentially consume the inner planets, including our Earth. This grand expansion is just one stage of its impending twilight. As the sun continues to evolve, it will enter a phase of shedding its outer layers. This celestial molting results in a planetary nebula, a shell of gas and dust that was once its outer layer, leaving behind a dense core. This core, a white dwarf, is the remnant of our sun's once mighty reign. But even this white dwarf cannot last forever. Over unimaginable stretches of time, it will cool and fade, transitioning from white to black. This black dwarf, a cool, dark remnant, signals the sun's ultimate fate, and so the life cycle of our sun will come to a close, billions of years from now. From a humble cloud of gas and dust, our sun has had quite a journey. Born from a nebula, it grew into a main sequence star, creating a life-supporting environment on Earth. As it ages, the sun will go through tumultuous changes, ultimately ending its life as a black dwarf. This celestial journey, from birth to death, is a testament to the sun's integral role in the cosmos. Next time you look up at the sky, remember the incredible journey our sun is on and how it shapes life as we know it.